welcome to Hell's Corner. Today we have for us a performance of some dead authors that I'm going to resurrect. First off, Edgar Allan Poe, born in the sinful city of Boston. Poe is one of the most renowned dark poets in the history of the world. After many failures in his life, Poe found success in writing about the darkest things a man can imagine. Poe wrote many different styles, but most contributed as a poet and a short story writer. He traveled to many places and never had a place he could truly call home. Now he lives in my corner. Poe had plenty of dark events to draw upon, including his disappearance of his father, the death of his mother, and his wife's death. Poe mysteriously died in 1849, or did he? So, Mr. Poe, it says here that you are a poet and writer. Is that what you wanted to be when you were little?
Of course. My dear sir, I am, after all, one of the greatest writers of all time.
Is that so? It says here you made $9 on the Raven. Spent most of your life in poverty. Why were your poems and writing such failures economically? All right then, moving on. What else did you do in your lifetime?
Yes.
Yes? I don't think you understand the question, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. I do not speak Chinese. Thank you for the English. Right, well, I joined the army.
Oh, that must be an inspiration for the band name. Tell me more.
Oh, absolutely not. I was an artificer. I was far too frail to fire a gun, let alone aim it.
Drew pictures.
I wish. I made artillery shells.
Oh, look, it's me not caring. Right. Well, tell me about your first love. Handsome double like you must have gotten all the chicks.
Ah, my first love. Sarah Elmira Royster. The back of her head was ridiculous. She reminds me a lot of my favorite bird, the raven, in many ways.
Oh, and how is that?
She loved shiny things. And when I didn't have any, she ran off with another guy.
What a loser. Hey, that guy's a loser.
Shut up. For your information, I still ended up marrying a beautiful woman.
Yeah, she was your cousin. She was 13.
Don't bounce.
And if that helps you sleep at night. So, any hobbies that aren't for losers?
Quite. I like to drink and gamble, like all the cool kids do. I'm down hip with the homies.
Plus gambling. How'd that turn out for you?
Lady Luck courted me as often as anyone would.
That's bad, huh? When'd you start drinking?
I lost everything I loved. My wife, my money, even my pet dog, Mr. Fluffus. In the end, my drinking would be my undoing.
Oh,
Never drink, kids. Stop it.
Quite a lot of story for a loser. Anyways, give him a round of applause, will you?
Woo!
Our next dead author is Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Woo!
Hawthorne was born in 1804, and he's still outside, and he likes to come in. Say again.
You're off.
No, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. Born in New York City in 1819. And he should really come here now, because I'm feeling kind of lonely. A city with a history of crime and sin as deep as history of the city itself. He had many professions. This was mostly part of his unsuccessful writing, which never netted him enough money to live comfortably. He knew the wild seas and the rolling storms and the rafts of seas, because he was a sailor, an occupation that also inspired his most famous work, Moby Dick. He dedicated his novel to his friends and documents, Hawthorne, who was generally more successful than him. Melville died in 1891 and left his last words unfinished, which is why his spirit is still haunted. So, Mr. Hawthorne. Now that's not you. My name is Melville. Yes, Mr. Melville. Welcome back from the dead. How do you like me this summer?
Oh my. My books are actually famous.
Well, yes, you are quite the acclaimed writer. Why are you surprised?
I, like many other authors of my day, was not appreciated for my works.
Of course not. You're a raving lunatic.
I like whales.
Yeah, dozens of whales.
Whales are
Okay.
so... Huh?
Still.
Whales are so majestic and beautiful, and they sing such beautiful songs. And then you kill them and drag their carcass back home to sell.
Yes, quite still better love than father. Did whale influence your book, Moby Dick?
If I had a whale, I'd name him Moby.
Moby, as in Moby Dick. Yes, please tell us more about your writing.
Have you ever gone sailing for whales?
No, I live in the underworld, and there's not very many seas to sail down here. Wait.
Quite. I sailed with the ship, the Accusine. Whaling for a bit. It was quite a wonderful job, but then I decided to desert ship when I came across a rather beautiful dark city on the Marquesas Islands.
Quite, how'd that turn out?
Well, she was part of a cannibal tribe, and her parents got a little too fond of me, or parts of me.
Imagine that was quite the deal breaker.
You could say so. I married an unremarkable woman, which fit my unremarkable life at the time. She did bear my 4 children, so it was all good.
Yes. So, it says here you were crazy.
I was not crazy. My mother had me tested. I wrote a book that was apparently created by a madman. I felt rather good about that book.
So you were crazy.
Just a lot. But life's more fun when you're crazy.
Speaking of crazy, I like your beard.
Ah, yes. The pride of my life. Few men have achieved this much of mine.
Oh, yes, you might be crazy. So, how was your life in the 40s?
Just the usual stuff. Drinking, debt, war efforts, all the good stuff.
So what got you into writing?
Well, I kind of failed at everything else I tried to do. Whaling, canal work, all the standard stuff. And I like writing. It made me happy.
I'm impressed with these very fine young folk.
I'm an awesome person.
Yes, and what makes you so awesome?
I'm awesome.
You, sir, are a very, very dry and remarkable man. And even in depth. Thank you for your time, and now on to the next member. Okay, next member is Nathaniel Hawthorne. Hawthorne was born in 1804 in Salem, the home of the dark witch trials of Snoop Pass, after going to Bowdoin College. He became the writer he is known as today. He lived on Brooks Farm, but decided that sin was more perfect than perfection, and left Utopia to enjoy a sinful life. He traveled all through Europe as a U.S. consul, where he wrote and drew a dastardly mustache full of sin. He died while dreaming in 1864 in Plymouth, New Hampshire, where he was dreaming seemingly to be the dastardly devil as he was arrived. And Mr. Hawthorne will join us shortly. Hey! You're quite the handsome devil, aren't you? What? So kind. Not a bad look at yourself there. How are you, Mr. Hawthorne? Well, I imagine death isn't as bad as it seems, seeing as I feel quite alive. Everything tore apart. Oh, very funny. Wonder if you are limping. Ah, well, as a young lad, I didn't like playing with the children. I wasn't very athletic, didn't have very many friends. Yeah, he invited me to play once. Tell me, what's happened in that venture? Well, you see, I got hit in the ball with a leg. It crippled me. Yeah, I'm rattling now. So, this is just sad for so many different reasons. Why didn't you play with the other kids before? I don't like other people. They don't like me either. The other reason I married my wife, Sophia Peabody, is because she didn't care for social shenanigans. Nothing like shaking the hand of a stranger. Oh yes, God forbid you don't shake the hand of a strange man. How did you meet Miss Peabody? Well, my mother was convinced I must go out and find a woman. So I started courting around. As it were, I courted Sophia's sister, Elizabeth, first. I found Sophia's company quite more pleasurable. It's awkward at the wedding, eh? Oh, my horns are falling. So, what do you do in your writing besides life? What do you do in your life besides writing? I worked at the customs house, a party I acquired through party affiliation rather than skill. So I found it to be quite dreadful. Actually, I wrote a little about Preface to Scarlet Letter. Oh, it's such a lovely tale. What inspired you to write? In my experience at the customs house, I acquired that writing is the only thing I enjoyed. Everything else was just terrible. Oh, so that's. Oh, so you could be someone you want, like, you know, someone with friends. Oh yeah, because I want to be a beautiful girl with children and a man that I cheated on. Yes, quite. Do I detect a hint of sass? Sass. I get this, you say. Joke. I write to expose the darkness of human soul, which you so kindly corrupted, Mr. Satan. Right, thank you. You are very kind. Also, I believe in redemption, you know, that all souls can be saved in that. They believe and trust in the will of God. Well, you are in hell. Turning up with the big cheese himself, so tell me how you think about that now. Hey, you have a point there. Well, at least I did die a peaceful death. No, you were screaming Bloody Mary when your soul came down here. Must be depriving my dignity too. Yes, just a little. Now, it's time for you to dance like the puppet you are and give a hell of a show. Summon my minions from the grave.
Students will be arriving at